Yo, 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 what up, 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 what up? How are y'all feeling out there, man? How are y'all feeling? Pull up to the live. Let me know where y'all are coming in from. Um, Let me know where y'all are coming in from. Let's get into it. Let us get this thing rocking, man. Let me know where y'all are coming in from. We got a hell of a story here for you guys. A hell of a story. Make sure y'all tap into the live. Let me make sure I got this ready for y'all. Okay, here goes another article posting about it. Let me just share this to the group chat. Just give me a second, guys, and I think we good money. Tap in, man. Tap in. Tap in. Tap into the live. Tap into the live. Okay, let me get the article. All right. I think we are good to go. I think we are good to go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So we got a story that I really can't even believe that we're doing. Like, this is the last story I would have thought I would be doing. Shout out to the ATL, shout out to DC, shout out to the Bronx, and everybody else tuning in. He said, "Low liquidity." So Mitch sent me over a topic here. We had actually finished shooting content for the day. We got videos dropping and everything a little bit later. So this was kind of like a last minute thing. I didn't even know this was a story. But apparently, LeBron James and many people are talking about it. LeBron James took a $300 million loan. Okay, I didn't say $300. I didn't say $300,000. I said $300 million. Okay, and as we're talking about this, Legal Alerts just posted about this 20 minutes ago. It says LeBron James borrowed nearly $300 million from life insurance companies in 2018 before signing with the Lakers. Okay. And I'll get into the full read because we have some articles here. But it says this. It says an LLC LeBron controls issued close to $300 million in bonds that were backed by his future off-court earnings, including his Nike lifetime his lifetime deal with Nike. The insurers behind it were advised at the time by Grunenheim or Gunnenheim, I think, Gunheim, whatever, partners run by former Lakers owner Mark Walters. Now, Mark Walters, if any of you are following the news, actually turns out he doesn't have as much money as he proclaimed to have, and he needed to sell the Lakers to get a quick $2.5 billion to pay off the billions of dollars that he owns. Okay? So he said, "Who's the devil?" I'm trying to figure out who the devil. I thought you were talking about me. So you have that. Then you have this report here. Hold on a second, because this one is going to get pretty tricky. So we have this one here. It says LeBron James control company. This is from Yahoo. Company borrowed almost $300 million from Midwestern life insurers, advised by Mark Walter-led Guggenheim Group. Right. So it said this. It said when LeBron James signed up to lead the Los Angeles Lakers to NBA glory with the $54 million contract in 2018, it wasn't the biggest deal he did that year. Just months before he joined, a limited liability company he controls borrowed $300 million from a pair of Midwestern life insurers advised by Arm of Guggenheim Partners, according to life insurance industry records reviewed by Bloomberg. The previously reported bonds, which are due in 2049, were structured to provide immediate cash to James and backed by a stream of future revenues tied to his earnings outside Nike, such as a lifetime Nike outside of basketball, such as a lifetime Nike Inc. sponsorship, people with knowledge of the matter said. Right? Now, we have another article here. Let me see this here. This is the other article. It says LeBron James's finances tied to life insurance loans and embattled Dodgers owner. Continues on. The NBA's all-time leading scorer LeBron James shocked the NBA world when he announced that he'd signed with the Philadelphia 76ers for his 24th season in the league. Before signing with the Sixers, James spent 8 seasons with the Lakers. However, before James signed his initial $154 million contract to sign with the Lakers in 2018, he had already made an even larger financial deal, according to Bloomberg, months before his deal with the Lakers. A limit liability, then it goes on to say that. Now, of course, it's saying that the bonds are due, blah, 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 blah. It says James' loan began prior to Dodgers owner Mark Walter beginning his acquisition of the Lakers, which he recently relinquished in a $12.5 billion deal with Josh Kushner and with Bob Iger. Amid federal investigation, blah, blah, the transactions, here we go. The transactions were a scrutinization done by Mr. James and his personal. The transactions were a scrutinization done by Mr. James with his personal and non-NBA salary, assets, and income, which is a very common financial structure for an individual with this level of earning and assets, a spokesperson for James told Bloomberg. The spokesperson added that the loans made with North American Company for life, for life and health insurance and Midland, blah, 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 right? And then it got approved by the NBA and this and this and this. Now, what are my thoughts about this? This explains a lot. This explains a lot to me. This pretty much explains everything. This explains everything to me. LeBron took a $300 million loan. $300 million. And I'm pretty sure the loan has interest. He's guaranteeing, not that he's paying, he's guaranteeing that he'll pay off the loan using his endorsement money, right? And sponsorship revenue off the basketball court, not his salary, to pay off this loan in 2049. If you take such a hefty loan, I want you guys to follow the picture. He took the loan in 2018. All right? 2018. Why is that year important? Because in 2018, he was still a what? A max player. Follow the math here. So as a max player, you're earning 30, 40, 50 million dollars guaranteed, right? You fast forward to 2025, you're expecting that same cash flow of a max contract. The Lakers say, no more money. Because a lot of us have been asking, why is LeBron still playing? Why were they seeking a max contract this summer? Why were they seeking that? Because when you're servicing a loan using your endorsement money and your sponsorship money, you're living off of your salary. You're living off of your salary. Not to say the man doesn't have savings. I'm sure he has a good amount of savings. But people forget about taxes. And when we talk about your net worth, we're also talking about it doesn't reflect your liquidity. A lifetime deal in Nike that's worth, let's say, $500 million is unrealized income. So you may be owed it in the future, but it doesn't mean you have it. And when you're leveraging, because that's what you're doing, or you're hedging against your salary. So if someone cuts your salary in, not even in half, by 90 something percent, and you go from making, I don't know, $56.7 million to making $4 million, well, that money needs to be made up somewhere because you're servicing a debt until 2049. Do you know how? Let's do the math quickly. 2049 is when the debt is due. 49 minus 26. That means you're going to be paying off a loan for 23 years, a $300 million loan over 23 years. And you're not earning what you used to. This is crazy work. This is crazy work. Now I understand why he's still playing. It all makes sense now. So for the new people coming into the live, this is the story here. Let me share it with you guys. Okay, now Bloomberg just reported on it. It says, LeBron James borrowed $300 million from insurers arranged by Guggenheim. Now, Guggenheim is the group that Mark Walter was a part of, right? Let's read a little bit. He says, when LeBron James signed up to lead the Los Angeles Lakers to the NBA glory with a $154 million contract in 2018, it wasn't the biggest deal he did that year. Just months before he joined, an LLC borrowed almost $300 million from a pair of Midwestern life insurers. The deal was structured to provide immediate cash to James and backed by a stream of future revenue tied to his earnings outside basketball, people with knowledge to the matter said. Now, let's go deeper into the story. Okay? It says, LeBron James' finances tied to life insurance loans and embattled Dodgers owner. Let's read it a little bit. It says the NBA all-time leading scorer, blah, 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 signed with the Philadelphia 76ers. However, James signed an initial deal. So we know that, right? By Guggenheim Partners. Now, this is the part. The bond due in 2049 were set up to give James immediate liquidity and backed by a stream of future revenue tied to his off-court earnings, such as his lucrative sponsorship deals. James's loan began prior to Dodgers owner Mark Walters beginning his acquisition of the Lakers, which he recently relinquished in a $12.5 billion deal with Josh Kushner and Bob Iger amid a federal investigation into his financial empire. And then it goes on to say a few other things. Then we have another article here. This is from Yahoo. Let me read this other one here. This one says, oh, is this? Yeah. This is it right here. It says, when they signed the deal, then I want to get to this part. It says, the report I brief. It said the previously unreported bonds, which are due in 2049, were structured to provide immediate cash to LeBron and backed by a stream of future revenue tied to his earnings outside of basketball, such as a lifetime Nike Inc. sponsorship. People with knowledge of the matter said. Guys, now we know what's going on here. The answer has been revealed. The reason, and I had mentioned this a while ago, maybe some of you who are watching this live will remember. You can put a 1 in the chat if you remember. Didn't I mention a few months ago that one of the reasons LeBron is probably still playing is for money, and he has a lot of expenditures, and he's building his $100 million house? Didn't I mention that just because we're talking that he's a billionaire, it doesn't mean that he has all of that? I remember mentioning this a few months ago. I didn't know that there was an outstanding $300 million deal. He said, with respect, you don't know structured finance. Okay, I don't know how you would know me. I don't know how you would know that based off an article that I'm reading. Let's get to the nitty-gritty here. Here's the quick. This deal, this contract this loan, that he took out for $300 million was when he was making max money. Now, that max money, he wasn't using that to service the debt. He was using his off-court earnings to service the debt. But LeBron is what? He's a basketball player. So the money he makes is primarily generated through him playing on the court, whether it be his salary or his endorsements, which are driven by his visibility on the court. So the more visible he is, playing, wearing shoes, the jerseys, doing commercial, he's in the news cycle because he's playing, means you can get more sponsorship dollars because you're out there, you're visible, you're playing. If Michael Jordan were playing basketball today, it would be the same thing. He could make more because he's playing, right? Sponsors are going to want to give money to active athletes versus athletes that are not active. So we fast forward. He's earning $40-50 million a year. You're servicing this debt. Cool. Then you get to 2025, and the team that you're signed with says, we're not going to be giving you max money anymore. So what does that do? If you are using your sponsorships to service your debt, right, and they've now cut your salary down by over 90%, what happens? Two things. One, you now start spending from your reserve cash to keep up your lifestyle. That's one thing. Or you begin to dip into either your sponsorship money or your reserves, which now would cause you to want to play longer, because the longer you play, the more endorsements you get, the more lucrative the deals will be. But for you to hedge paying this debt against your future earnings of your Nike sponsorship deal, it means your ass got to get up and go to work unless you don't want to run down your savings. That's what's going on here. You can look at it from a billionaire level, a millionaire level, a thousandaire level. Very simple. If you take out a $200,000 loan and your salary is $10,000 a month, you may be able to work it out. But if they cut your salary from 10 to 5, your ass is going to be in some problems. You may need to get a second job, or you may need to start dipping into your savings to pay off that loan. This ain't complicated. Because I was always wondering, why is he still playing? You're 40-something years old. I'm sure you want to relax and live your life. Why are you still playing? And this makes the debt is till 2049. That's a 23-year window. 23. Guys, he's been paying this debt since 2018. And I'm not saying LeBron is broke or nothing like that. I'm not saying anything of the sort. But you take out that kind of loan, that's a hefty loan, a $300 million loan. $300 million? How much you got in cash? You got to have at least that amount to take out that amount, borrow that amount of money. $300 million, and you're using your sponsorship money to pay it off? Now, I don't know. Maybe he got a new deal that's coming out. Maybe he did something with it. I don't know. But what I do know is this. Two things have been made clear. One, now I know why LeBron is still playing. That's reason number one. And number two, him no longer being a max guy is going to hurt him. Him no longer being a max guy is going to hurt him. Trust me. If you go from making $56.6 million, $52.6 million to, what is he making this year? $4 million? Oh, you're going to feel that shit. You're going to feel that shit. You better believe you're going to feel that. That's like going from $100 million a year to $100,000. You gonna feel that shit. Because anybody with savings will tell you the last thing you want to do is spend from your savings. You gonna feel that shit. You gonna take your ass out there and go work some more because you don't want to dip into your reserves. You gonna feel that. I can tell you that for sure. Let me read through some of these comments. So LeBron needs money now. Charles is down bad. I never said LeBron needs money, man. With respect, I already read this comment. So LeBron needs money to pay off his debt, but he has offers to play for other teams for more than the vet minimum, but still chose to play for the Sixers. He has what's this other money? What is this other money? What team did you hear about offering LeBron a max money? What team did you hear of? Where's the teams? I heard the veteran minimum and a mid-level exception. What money did you hear? He said the LA Sparks. What money? And my guy, are you factoring taxes in all of this? Are you factoring taxes into all of this equation here? You're just talking like as if it's just that full money. Even if a team was offering him $15 million, at least half of that is going to be gone. So that's $7 million. I'm not saying he needs money. Obviously, LeBron is a very rich guy. I'm not saying he needs money. I'm saying that he's still playing because he got some debts to pay. Now, I don't know all of his businesses. I don't know what his businesses are. I don't know him. I don't follow his money like that. But I don't know if LeBron has a business that's printing money every single day. I don't know if he has a business like that. I don't know if he owns a chain of Costco's or a chain of Starbucks, right? I don't know if he owns a supermarket, a business that's or gyms or whatever. I don't know if he has businesses or hotels that's making him money every single year. I don't know that. But if you have a $300 million debt to service till 2049 and is leveraged against your what do you call it? Your Nike deal? Bro, do you know how much 300 million is with interest? Do you know what that is? That means your ass better pay on time. Now I see why he's still playing. It makes a lot of sense now. No wonder he won't retire. No wonder. Again, this is the news here. When LeBron James signed up to lead the Los Angeles Lakers to NBA glory with the $154 million contract in 2018, it wasn't the biggest deal he did that year. So he did this in 2018. Okay? Just months before he joined, a limited liability company he controls borrowed $300 million from a pair of Midwestern life insurers, according to insurance industry records reviewed by Bloomberg. The previously unreported bonds, which are due in 2049, were structured to provide immediate cash to James and backed by a stream of future revenue tied to his earnings outside basketball, such as a lifetime Nike Inc. sponsorship. People would not, damn, this is a crazy, what the hell? This is crazy. How do you borrow against yourself? How are you borrowing against yourself? If you're borrowing that kind of money, I'm not borrowing that money against me. I'm borrowing that money against a business I have that's already making money. What if I get sick? What if I break a leg and I can't play? Then how am I going to service that debt? To service a loan based on my performance? Is anybody in this chat know how old LeBron will be in 2049? That's 23 years from now. Almost everybody watching this live going to have white hair on their face by the time this loan is done. Almost everybody. Jesus Christ. Let me read it again. It says, which are due, were structured to provide immediate cash and backed by a stream of future revenue tied to his earnings. So that means his businesses. That means his businesses. That means his businesses. That's exactly what it is. So maybe LeBron has a lot of businesses that are doing that. Maybe it's his businesses. He said, Lowe just diss me. Lowe needs to go diss a gym before he can diss me. Let him go diss a sit-up, okay? When he disses a crunch, and he runs up some stairs, let him go diss a pull up. Then I'll respond to him. I'm not responding to Low. He's irrelevant to what the fuck is going on out here. He's irrelevant. I don't even watch that dude. Let him go diss some sit ups. He's talking about Low. The hell thinks about Low. Low. That's crazy. That is crazy. Wow. Imagine taking out that kind of loan. Loan. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy to me. Wow. Now I see why Rich Paul said $200 million ain't a lot of money. Now I understand it. Now I understand it. He said, Low, legend of Whoppers. That nigga need to go diss the gym, you heard? I'm on a diet. I didn't drop like 4 kg. I'm working out. I'm about to get my workout on, get my sexy on. I'm focused on better living. You know what I mean? Keto diet. About to sign up to the gym, get my swagger back. Ain't nobody thinking about Low. That nigga need to go diss the gym, bro. Let him go diss his sit-up. Then I'm going to take him seriously. Let him go diss his chin, his triple chin. Before anybody even worried about me. He said 300 million from them Diddy parties. He said, I laugh at my eyes, a successful businessman. Bron swear he Magic Johnson or LeBron. Yeah, man, this is a crazy story, man. This is a crazy. Now I see why he's still playing. Jesus, like 300 million? Dog, 300 million? 300 million. I just pray. I hope he ain't over leveraging himself all over the place, man. 300 million is a lot of money, bro. That is a lot of money. That is a lot of money. A lot of money. $300 million is a lot of money. Yeah, getting paid $2 million a year by the Sixers is going to put a dent into that debt. It's going to put a dent into your savings. If you go buy a $1 million house and you were earning, 10 grand a month or 12 grand a month or whatever, and your salary gets cut to like $4,000 or $5,000 a month, your ass going to be in a world of pain. Your ass going to be in a world of pain. A world of pain. And I'm not saying LeBron ain't got it. I'm sure he got it. He said cheated on his girlfriend with a Kroger employee and got caught. Who is this? With a Kroger employee? Who are we talking about? Who cheated on who girlfriend with a Kroger employee? I'm confused. Who are we talking about? Low? I'm confused. What? Are you guys being serious? What is this? Is it? That's a story. Man, I'm not trying to hear about this nigga. I don't want to hear about this dude, bro. Get him to pack him up. I'm not trying to hear about this dude, man. Forget about that dude, bro. 4 times. Yo, how did that story even come out? How did y'all find out about this? How did y'all find out about this? How did y'all find out about this? He said, what happened with Braun? I'm about to read it in a second. How did y'all find out about this? He got exposed by another creator, if I remember correct. Jesus Christ. Whew. Anyway, let me show y'all the story, man. So this is the story right here. LeBron James borrowed $300 million from insurers arranged by Guggenheim Group, which is a group that's related to Mark Walter. Then I can read from the Yahoo. Just a second, guys. Let me read from the Yahoo article. So it says from Yahoo Sports. It says, when LeBron James signed up to lead the Lakers to NBA glory with a $154 million contract in 2018, it wasn't the biggest deal he did that year. Just months before he joined a limited liability company he controlled, borrowed $300 million from a pair of Midwestern life insurers advised by an arm of Guggenheim Partners, according to insurance industry records reviewed by Bloomberg. The previously unreported bonds, which are due in 2049, were structured to provide immediate cash to James and backed by a stream of future revenue tied to his earnings outside basketball, such as a lifetime Nike Inc. Sponsorship. People with knowledge of the matter said. Yeah. And then it also says this. It says the article originally appeared on Hoops Hype. LeBron James Control Company borrowed $300 million, almost $300 million from Midwestern Life Insurers, advised by Mark Walter led Guggenheim. Now, Mark Walter, as you guys know, is the one that sold his company, sold the Lakers. What is it, for $12.5 billion because he was strapped for cash. So I guess he needed some quick cash. He said, "Please stop. I'm not beefing with Low, bro. I'm not. I don't even think about that dude. If y'all didn't bring him up, I would not think about him. Let's stop talking about Low. I don't care about that dude. I'm not interested in him. I don't think about him at all. At all, at all. Let's not mention that dude again, please. He's not, he's irrelevant to what the fuck is going on out here today. Wake up every day to research about this story was literally sent to me, man. I didn't even know about this. Dreamers Pro is an owner of a pizza chain out. Dreamers Pro LeBron. I'm like, I'm an owner of a pizza chain, really? I didn't know that. Dreamers Pro LeBron is an owner of a pizza chain out here in LA called Blaze Pizza, but I don't know if it's turning a profit. Appreciate that. Yeah, bro. Magic Johnson is my mentor, man. Magic Johnson is my mentor. Magic Johnson laid the blueprint. That's a Magic Johnson move by owning a chain of Starbuckses. Another person that owns a bunch of businesses is, I think, a bunch of car dealerships is Russell Westbrook. Magic Johnson is the blueprint, man. He's the blueprint. He said, Blaze Pizza trash. Magic Johnson is the blueprint, so I don't doubt that. Hey, Charles, I know this is unrelated topic, but can we talk about the Enes Kanter situation? Man, I don't have no thoughts on the Enes Kanter situation or the WNBA. I every day I wake up, I open up my phone, I see I see a new story pertaining to that. And honestly, the only thought I have about that entire thing is just confusion. I don't know what to think. Like, I don't know what I'm even looking at. Like, what am I to think about that? I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. Junior Bridgman is a true NBA businessman. Yes, he was. He's another one. He owned chains of restaurants too. I think it's like Wendy's, and he's another one. Yes, and he recently passed away, if I'm not mistaken. He was I think a billionaire or something like that. He was a very, very wealthy man. Legitimate businessman, no question about it. Him, Magic Johnson, legitimate businessman. People like Michael Jordan. I wouldn't necessarily say Michael Jordan is a businessman the way Magic Johnson is. Michael Jordan is just he's like a cash magnet. He makes so much money off of his name that if you're making $200 million a year, you don't need to start a business. Like, you've done it already. Like, you already solved the problem. So Jordan, I wouldn't. Shaq is also one. He's also a businessman. Yes, I would definitely throw Shaq in there. There are a few others that are really, really savvy at business. I wouldn't put Michael Jordan. If I had to study somebody in business and I had to choose between Jordan and Magic, I'm studying Magic Johnson. I wouldn't study Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan, a lot of his wealth is tied into the fact that he's Michael Jordan. He makes so much money off of Nike, like, that's hard to replicate. Whereas Magic Johnson, who only made $25 million with the Lakers, and he's now a billionaire, I would rather study him. And I used to watch a lot of Bloomberg Game Changers, and he was one of them. So Magic Johnson, man, he the man when it comes to making that paper, man. He the man. That's my mentor, man. One of my mentors. Dreamers Pro, do you think bum ass Ladiddy gave it to Mark Walter? He gave it to the Biogenesis lab and sent his buddy the money to pick up the I don't even know, man. I don't even know. MJ has a few restaurants, Concord Golf Course, NASCAR, and still a minority owner. Yeah, no, I mean, yes, I'm saying that. I'm talking about how they make their money. MJ, a lot of it is driven by what he did on the court. Whereas Magic Johnson, a lot of it is just his business savvy, man. Like, Magic Johnson doesn't have a deal with Adidas or Converse, or he's just making his money just through his business savvy. So it's still Magic Johnson for me, man. It's still Magic Johnson. He said, clickbait and a terrible human being. My God, LeBron fans are such PUSSYs, man. Y'all are so sensitive, bro. God damn. Jesus Lord. Let me see this. I think Burger King when I think Magic Johnson. Burger King? I don't know why. Charles, did you know MJ made a health clinic? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I think he made more than one of them. Yes, I did know that he did that. I did know that. Yes, I was aware of that. I was aware of that. Um, he said, yes, Magic is a great businessman. LeBum is not worth more than Magic. Well, I think LeBron is worth more than Magic Johnson, if I'm not mistaken. I know Magic Johnson is a billionaire. Let me just check. Let's just check. Magic Johnson net worth. He is worth 1.6 billion. His net worth went up a lot. Damn. LeBron James net worth 1.4. How the hell did Magic Johnson pass LeBron James? I remember when Magic Johnson was worth like 800 million. 600. I remember when Magic Johnson was worth 600. How the hell did he pass LeBron James? How? What? How did he pass? Wow. I told y'all. I keep telling y'all. Magic Johnson is that dude, bro. He is that dude. You be seeing him out there in Italy over the summertime. He is the dude, man. He's the dude. Magic Johnson is the man. The man. Are you serious? You serious, man? That's the guy. He said Dodger money. Not even just that. He's done Magic Johnson did a lot of business throughout his career. He didn't start just Dodgers. He didn't just get Dodgers money. Magic Johnson, first of all, started as an apprentice. He started as an apprentice. That's how he started. What he had, and he knew it, was that he had his name, which allowed him to get a lot of connections. So he used his name to get close to people that knew more about him than business in business. Then he became an apprentice, and he learned under them. And the first deal he did was, I think, was with the Magic Johnson Theater. I think that's the first one he did. It was either the Magic Johnson Theater or Starbucks, one of the two. So he did that first business, and he understood his market. I think his theaters were like in black neighborhoods and all of that. So they tweaked the menu, they tweaked the ambiance, the music, and all of that. They became very successful. Then he took that idea to the owner of Starbucks, the CEO of Starbucks, and said, "Hey, look, I have a proof of concept, man. I know how to, gain customers, retain them." Then he started owning Starbucks. Then it was 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I think at one point he had so many, and then additionally, then he sold it. Then he started going into real estate. Then he invested in sports teams. Then he's I think a shareholder in the Lakers. Then he also invested in the Dodgers. The man is a businessman. Like, he's a businessman for real. Magic Johnson made $40 million during his 13 seasons with the Lakers. $40 million. That's it. $40 million. So that's the reason I'm so surprised, because LeBron made $500 million. So if he made 500, that's way more money to invest than 40. So for somebody that made 40 to come and pass you, now granted, he's older than LeBron James. That's important to mention. He has a age gap, but still, that's a lot of money. And I wouldn't include Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan is something else. Michael Jordan's worth like $3.8 billion, but man, that's something else. So shout out to Magic Johnson, man. One of my mentors. That is one of my mentors, man. That is one of my mentors, Magic Johnson. To all of the young people in the chat, to all of the young boys in the chat watching this, man, don't make the same mistake I made. I had to learn it in my 30s. Look up to business people and people that have power over musicians and athletes. I'm telling y'all the truth. Look up to business people. Those are the people to look up to. I'm telling you the truth. Don't look up to entertainers and athletes. Look up to business people. You will learn more just from watching business people than you will from watching athletes and entertainers. It's the freaking truth. Look up the business people. You heard? That's something that took me a long time to learn. So if you're a young man or whatever, young lady watching this live, look up the business people. You'll be better off for it in the future. Look up to them. Follow them on Instagram and all of that. Follow their moves. Follow business people. You know what I mean? Like, become fans of them. He said, MJ is a businessman. Don't let you. Oh, my God. When did I say Michael Jordan is not a businessman? I'm saying that I prefer to follow. You can it's just a preference, guys. I'm not saying Michael Jordan's not a. When did you hear me say that? I didn't say that. I'm just saying I like Magic Johnson. I like Magic Johnson's style because it's more replicable. How the hell are you going to replicate Michael Jordan's success as a bit? How? 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 How the hell are you going to do it? Where are you going to start from? Michael Jordan's celebrity thing is mostly built off of the Jordan brand. That's not. How the hell are you going to do that? How are you going to tell a regular person that wants to get into business to model Michael Jordan? How? How? Michael Jordan is an endorsement magnet. How the hell are you going to advise someone to do that? How? Whereas a Magic Johnson, you can do that. You can go open you a franchise, a Popeyes, a Starbucks. You can work towards that. But Michael Jordan, not to say you can't be successful like Michael Jordan. Sure, you can, but to follow his model, it's damn near impossible. Exactly. Michael Jordan is one of one. How many people do you see walking around like Michael Jordan? How many? Michael Jordan makes the most money of any athlete, I think, in America. I think he earned more than anybody last. Guys, let me check. Highest, just a second. Highest paid, let me just check. Paid athlete in the world. No. Ronaldo. Okay, Ronaldo is an active guy. Let me see. How much did Michael A. Jordan make? How much did Michael Jordan make last year? Michael Jordan made what? Let me see. Don't use Google app. So Michael Jordan makes an estimated $250 to $300 million a year. Did you hear the number I just said? $250 to $300 million a year. Ronaldo made $300 million. Ronaldo's still playing. The man made 250 to 300 from what? From his from his lifelong partnership with royalties and royalties with Nike's Jordan brand. How the hell do you replicate that? And his Jordan Nike brand is directly tied into what he did in his NBA career 30 years ago. He said, you a bird, you a blade. If I'm a bird, you a blade. You heard? You a blade. If I'm a bird, you a blade. So that's how much he made. So that's something else. He said Black Boule. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how he made his money, but he doing it. He said LeBron can't sell shoes. I don't know what he can sell, man. He said, yeah, I'm going to check it after the live. Anyway, guys, appreciate you guys for pulling up to the live, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Appreciate y'all for pulling up to the live. It's just Boule. It's just Boule, not Black Boule. He said, worried about the white Lakers. He said LeBron sells Barbies. Charles, how many people can be Magic Johnson? Stop it. I think more people can be Magic Johnson than they can be He said Charles is an idiot. LOL. This is common in capital markets. I guess I'm an idiot then, man. I guess I'm an idiot. I'm gonna have to take that one and run with it then. I guess I'm an idiot. Anyway, guys, appreciate you guys for being a part of this live, and we're gonna catch y'all on the next one. I'm out.